focus on developing your skill sets, improving your skill sets, and improving on and focusing on how you can become a sought-after professional. Hi, and it's Grace again, and welcome to another video on my YouTube channel. Today I have a special topic to present with you, and I really got thinking this past week. I went back to my roots in biology. My first degree was in biochemistry, and one of my favorite subjects was in developmental biology. One of the first things you learn in biology is that all organisms are made of living cells, and each living cell has a life cycle. And each life cycle has different phases. And I want to say that the same is true of your career. Your career also is made up of different phases. So in this video, what I wanted to share with you are the 6 phases of your career. Moving forward, and at each phase, I'm going to tell you what that phase is and what you can do at each phase to make sure that you have a successful transition into the next phase of your career. So walk with me and I'll share with you of your career phases. The first stage of your career is the discovery phase. This is where you are figuring out what to learn and where to develop your knowledge. If you are in college, this is also where you choose your academic major. Right, so there's 3 things that you are doing in this phase of your knowledge. The first one is discovering your interests. And your interests are those areas where you are just in flow. It's where you're doing the thing and time just passes you by and you don't even realize it. Those are your interests. And the second thing is to figure out how others perceive you. And this is your authority, potential areas where you can become an expert, right? And third is your origin story. This is where you discover for yourself where your career path was and where it's going to lead you to. Your origin story is going to help you to market yourself later on when you tell that story. So in the discovery phase of your career, it's important that you focus on building your repertoire of knowledge, figuring out what to learn so that you can develop those learnings into skills so you can package those skills and later on offer them into the marketplace in exchange for top dollars. Right, so here you're building your knowledge. You're trying to try new things and try different things as well. Breadth, trying different things to figure out for yourself what areas of knowledge are you good at, and of course that you have a passion for and that you're interested in. So that's the first stage of your career. The second phase of your career is the promise phase. This is where you're developing your professional skills and you're making a contribution to the company that you're working for. Or if you're starting a business, then you're making a contribution through your business. In this phase, employers are valuing you based on your efficacy, based on your work ethic and your production. So this is where you're trying to build your skill set to become efficient in your productivity, to become efficient in practicing your skills in the outside world, in the new environment. So whereas in the previous phase, the discoveries phase, employers are valuing you based on your potential. In this phase, they're actually valuing you on the results you can potentially give. So here you focus on production and your results and you're exercising your professional skills. So that's the second phase of your career, promise phase. The third phase of your career is experiential value. In this phase, employers are valuing you based on your experience. See, here the focus is on capitalizing on your skill set, capitalizing on the discovery of what your interests are and what you're good at, and also building your reputation in the marketplace, right? And so here, a good idea is to focus on building true relationships, connections with people, serving those and knowing those that you are going to make a difference for in your job function, right? So this is the third phase of your career, which is experiential value. So now in the previous phase, in the experiential value phase, what you want to be doing is leveraging your experience into new opportunities. And that's what segues into this new phase. The fourth phase of your career is harvest. And this is where careers actually diverge into 2 groups. One of them are groups of people in the harvest phase where they continue to grow, where they continue to have new opportunities, and they continue to feel fulfilled and advance and enhance their lives in their career. And in the second group are people who feel stuck. And that's because they haven't been able to leverage those experiences into new opportunities. So in this phase, what you want to do is focus on setting new goals and applying your experience and skills into new opportunities and maybe in new areas. Because in this phase, the harvest phase, employers are going to value you for what you want to give back, so for what you can give back. If you're listening to this and you're wondering how are these 6 phases of my career relevant to me and what can I do about them, then I would invite you to my 4-day training where you receive 1 new training every day for 4 days. So if you're interested in that and you want to know how to apply this in your life right now, I invite you to visit careerrevisionist.com/training. training. And I'm going to put that link in the show notes below. It's careerrevisionist.com/training. So sign up for that and learn how you can apply this in your own life. And I'll see you on the inside. The fifth phase of your career is relevancy. And this phase is analogous to the traditional retirement. But unfortunately, these days, traditional retirement is not the norm anymore, right? So in this phase, your employers will value you based on your wisdom, right? This is where it's important that you focus on staying relevant, focus on developing your skill sets, improving your skill sets, and focusing on how you can become a sought-after professional, sought after for your wisdom and experience. And in this phase of the career, some people do retire early and they choose to pursue things that are interesting and meaningful to them, whereas other people decide to continue on their role and pursue their other interests. Whereas still other people decide to pursue what's called an encore career, which is a career that's slightly different from the one they had, but is more meaningful to them and aligned with what their new values are at this stage of their life. The sixth and final stage of your career is legacy. And this is where you are focusing on things that truly matter to you, leaving behind a contribution that will be remembered by those you care about, right? So here, usually people focus on their health, their family, dear friends that they have spent a lot of time with and a lot of time adding value to their lives. And this is where they are leaving behind something, leaving behind wisdom, leaving behind a contribution that is remembered well after they are gone, right? And at this phase of legacy, it really doesn't matter how employers view you, right? And so this is where you continue to remain relevant, continue to be sought after for your wisdom, and this is where you are more than willing and more than able to contribute, right? So those are the 6 phases of your career. Comment below, what have you learned? Which of the 6 phases of a career are you in currently? And do you have any questions for me? If so, drop the comments below. I read every single one of them. And if you have a question, I might answer it in the next video. So if you like what I said as well, if it resonated with you, remember to give me a thumbs up. And also remember to subscribe. Ring that bell below so you receive a notification each time I upload a new video on a different location every time. So I look forward to hanging out with you next time in my next video.